Okay, happy Monday, April 17th. It's good to be back working in my Stampin' Up studio last week. Just really hit me hard. I got sick and just threw everything off and has me behind in some of the tasks I wanted to do, including doing the post for the in the moment projects that we did with Facebook Lives the week before. So I apologize and hope to have all of those posted to my blog by Wednesday at the latest. In addition to that, just dealing with the my retired Stampin' Up! Product sale. And Andrea worked really hard on that, in addition to taking care of me, and we had lots of packages to get out, and then just pulling old product and new product, and it's just a whole lot going on. So maybe getting sick for a few days was God's way of saying, take a break. So, and I kind of had no choice but to do that. But anyways, thank you for your well wishes and your love. I appreciate you all, and it means so much to me. In fact, I didn't even get on Facebook or anything, and Andrea said, oh, you got to look at Facebook. You got a lot of love from your customers and viewers, so that was very, very nice. I just got back from the post office. I had to make 2 trips in. Andrea and I worked really hard from early this morning to about probably mid-afternoon and got all of the first round of new catalogs ready to ship, and they are at the post office ready to go out. I sent them to people who have placed a Stampin' Up! Order with me in the last, usually I say 6 months. I think I went back 9 months on this one. And lost my train of thought. So the people that have placed a Stampin' Up! Order with me in the last 9 months, your name was on the first round of catalogs to go out. If you did not purchase from me in that time and you are not currently working with another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please go to stampinpeace.com and click contact me and request a complimentary catalog there. And I ask that if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you not request a catalog. And if you are purchasing from another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please continue to purchase with them and get a catalog from your current demonstrator. But if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. So contact me at stampinpeace.com and I will get you a catalog. Okay, lots of good things to come. And then just as I came down here after rushing in from the post office, I got word from Stampin' Up! That Wednesday, April 19th, so in 2 days, Wednesday, April 19th, they are doing a free shipping day on all orders of $75 or more. So we all love free shipping, right? And what a great thing to have Stampin' Up! Surprise us with on this dreary Monday. Yesterday I walked outside in the morning and I wore shorts and a tank top on my walk. And today I haven't been out to walk yet, but it is freezing. It's a winter coat, hat, gloves kind of day here. We've had hail, we've had rain, we've had snow. And who would have thought yesterday we were, well into the high 70s, and today I think we might be at 44. So it is what it is. So that free shipping announcement came as a nice surprise on this Monday. So Wednesday, April 19th, from midnight Mountain Time to 11:50 p.m. Mountain Time. So depending on what time zone you're in, adjust the time for that. And it's on orders of $75 or more. Okay, excited about that. Please note too, and I'll send out a newsletter or an email about this, some of the products in the new catalog, you will see some price increases. So Wednesday, free shipping day, may be a nice way for you to stock up on cardstock, multi-purpose glue, envelopes, things that we know have a price increase for the next catalog, you can stock up now, save by getting the cheaper price, and save by not paying shipping. All right, that's all the announcements. So let's get to stamping. I've got a great fun fold card and I can't wait to show you. I'm going to flip my camera around now, and while I do that, please share this live video and invite others to join us. All right, let me show you first of all. We are working with the Growth Takes Time stamp set today, and this is one of the online exclusives. You will not find it in a catalog, but if you go to my online store and shop Stampin' Up, you can find this in the online exclusives collection. All right, we're also going to be using the Timber embossing folder, which I'm happy to say is coming in the new catalog, or I should say carrying over to the new catalog. So let's get started. I've got lots of pieces and parts, but we're going to do all of the stamping first before we even start putting the card together, okay? And I've got all my stamps laid out here. I'm going to stamp on all of these pieces, except I wanted you to see that I have 2 of these stitch circles, same size. Since I will be coloring with Stampin' Blends, and part of this could be showing when we open the card, I want to have a blank one on the back, because you know when we use our Stampin' Blends, the ink will bleed, not onto other things, but it does bleed through the paper. So I'm going to start with the smallest one. I guess you would call it a seed pod. And I'm going to stamp that on the smallest circle. I do need a piece of scrap paper. Let me... And I'm also going to stamp it on this piece, which measures 3/4 inch by 5 inches. 3/4 by 5 inches. It's okay if you go off the white strip a little bit. And then I'm going to stamp the small tree on this circle. And if you are somebody who was waiting for those stitched shapes dies to come back in, I do believe they're back in. As is the Hello Irresistible products, the paper and the bundle. And then the large tree there. And now I want to, oh, I need to stamp one more thing. I've got 2 pieces of Granny Apple Green. They both measure 5 inches. No, let me think, 5 1/4 by 2 3/4 inches. And I'm actually going to stamp my sentiment, Growth Takes Time, near the bottom of just one of those. All right, so now I can close this one up, and I'm going to do a little coloring with my blends. I'm using a new color, Light Pecan Pie, and I'm going to use the light and dark shade of Pecan Pie for the tree trunks and my seedling. And there's some real narrow branches here, And I know a lot of times we go, we kind of gravitate to using the small tip, but I want to show you something here. If I'm coloring with the small tip, trying to fill in those branches, that's what I get. If I do it with just the tip, barely touching my paper, I'm actually getting a very narrow, a much narrower line of ink by using that tip on the paintbrush end. So that's why you see me using that large paintbrush tip. And it's okay if you go out the lines a little bit, but depending on, you know, do you have a light touch or a dark touch? Because you're just barely touching the tip in those narrow areas. Again, I'm starting with the light pecan pie Stampin' Blend. This looks like a lot of images to put on one card, but you're going to love how this all works out. We're actually going to be putting together a fun fold card, and we have some of these images going on the inside of that card. I love it when people are on here. I just glanced up at the comments and I see that Jill Raphael, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, said hello to, or tagged Jill Hayden Peterson. I love when you guys do that. And it's just fun to see friends hanging out together virtually. I'm going to assume you ladies like to craft together. Using the dark shade of Pecan Pie, I'm just adding some dark areas to the seedlings as well as the tree trunks. And really, I'm just going along where Stampin' Up! Has already put the detailed lines into the stamp set. And if you feel like you want to blend those anymore, you can always go over them again with the light marker. So, and you know with Stampin' Blends, the more layers of color we add, the more intense the color. All right, now I'm going to color with lemon lime, no, oops. This is, let me think, this is Parakeet Party. I was thinking I pulled Lemon Lime Twist, but it's Parakeet Party. I'll do it this way because I'm a little faster with that. Brush tip. One of our returning colors is Lemon Lime Twist. It's a past in color, and you will find that in the new annual catalog. Some people thought, well, it's very close to Parakeet Party. What I will tell you is Lemon Lime Twist is has more of a yellow hue to it than this color does. So I'm just going to color all these leaves in quickly. Thank you for your patience. I know it's not watching me color isn't always the highlight of the live, but I also wanted you to see that it really is quick and easy to stamp and color these images. And then I want to add some more depth, so I'm just going to go over some of these with the dark shade of Parakeet Party. And again, I'm just using this on the detailed leaves that are in the images. So those leaves where we can actually see the veins in the stamped image, and I'm not even trying to color on exactly, I'm just brushing over it with that color, with that darker shade. So you don't have to worry about being perfect. Perfect is not fun. Perfect causes stress, and stamping should not be stressful. I guess anything in life, if we're going for perfection, it can be draining, right? So I'll have to remember that with other areas of life as well. Life is not perfect. I'm so excited to see you all on today. Like I said, when I was sick last week, I really missed you guys. But trust me, you would not have wanted me to do a Facebook Live. Okay, now I'm going to blend a little bit of color to the backgrounds, and then we'll start putting this fun fold card together. So I'm first going to use Balmy Blue, and I'm using a small blending brush. Remember this morning that, this morning I just saw a comment that said good morning from Jen in Australia. Remember that when you are using small blending brushes, you want to ink up the brush and then swirl it around your scrap paper for a little bit and then apply it to your cardstock. And I can even go over this tree just a little bit, very lightly, so I have some of that blue in between the leaves and the branches. And look right there, do you see what I see? I see two leaves that I completely missed coloring. And I'm going all the way around and stopping just short of the bottom of the trunk. And then I'm going to do the same with the small tree. And I'm just going very lightly. If you want more color, want that blue to be more intense, you would just keep adding layers. You don't want to put on too much at once. It's better to just do layers. So a thin layer, and if you want it darker, ink up your brush again and go over it with another thin layer, and then you just keep repeating until you get the tone or shade that you want. Alrighty. And then I'm going to use Granny Apple Green ink pad with a blending brush on a couple of these. I'm going to do this one. Whoop, that's a little dark, isn't it? Guess I picked up more ink than I realized. Okay, so what do you think? Easy, right? Easy peasy, stamping, coloring, blending. And now it's time to build our fun fold card. The first part of this, though, is to, where's my embossing folder? I want to put this piece that has my sentiment, I want to put this piece in my timber embossing folder. That's the one that looks like it has all the wood grains. So I'm putting that in there. And I want to make sure that the wood grains in my paper are going the correct direction. All right. Whoops, it just slipped out. And I'm using my big machine. I know it's really close, so you aren't going to really see it. But I'm using plates 1 and 4 with my 3D embossing folder. And look at what a nice texture I get to this cardstock, but I can still very clearly read my sentiment. That technique works especially well when you have sentiments with a little bit larger fonts. If you had something real teeny tiny, you might not want to emboss over it. So I've cut my cardstock 5.5 by 8.5 inches. So it is the typical standard size that we cut for A2 cards, but instead of scoring at 4.25 inches down the middle, I scored at 1.25 inch and then at 5.5 inches. 1.25, and then is that right? Now I'm questioning myself. Let me look. But I think so. Yes, 1.25 and 5.5 inches. Okay. And you can set your card up either way. Do you want the narrow flap on the left, or do you want it on the right? For this particular card and the way I'm setting up the images and the sentiment, I decided to have it on the right side. So I've got the larger flap on the left, smaller flap on the right. And I'm going to adhere this stamped and embossed piece. And I told you I have 2 pieces, same size. I also have 2 1-inch strips, 1 inch by 5.25 inch strips. One of them I did emboss ahead of time with that same timber embossing folder. And then these other 2 pieces of Granny Apple Green, which are the same size as the ones on the front, I'm going to adhere to the inside on those flaps. Next, I'm going to adhere this piece of basic white. It measures 5.25 by 4 inches. That's typically the size of the insert for our A2 cards. I always like to have white or a nice light neutral for writing a message on. Deborah, yay, I'm glad you're here. And Deborah, I did read your message, or maybe it was through the Contact Me link. I can't remember, but I will message you back. Just haven't gotten to it yet today. A lot of days, especially when I'm super busy, I will not look at messages and emails and things like that until a certain time of day when I can take care of them all at once. All right, and now I want to put these pieces on. And this is the way I want them. And I'm going to set them up on dimensionals. But on that larger circle, let's see where I want this. I don't want to adhere it all over because then it will keep my card closed, right? We need to have an opening for our card. So you can think of it as maybe a flap for your card, and you can decide if you want it to adhere it to the left side or the right side. It doesn't really matter. And do you remember I said I have that extra large circle? Okay. This is the reason I have that. Do you see how I colored with the Stampin' Blends and that kind of bleeds through to the back? I don't really want that showing. It's very faint, but I still don't want that showing. So I'm going to adhere this to the back of that. Just gives it a nicer, cleaner look and a more professional finish, clean finish. And I guess it doesn't really matter what size it goes on. Okay, Cindy Ford, I think you're making a few of us jealous. You're sitting in a hot tub in Shipshawana. You're a lucky girl, but I'm glad you took me with you in virtually, I'll say. And somebody else watching from the Las Vegas airport. Where are you jet setting off to, Janet? All right, and now I just want to finish off with some embellishments. Oh, I'm going to show you this. So this weekend, I did a virtual craft retreat. And I was, I didn't feel well all week, really didn't accomplish anything we're speaking of while I was sick, but I was determined I was going to watch this virtual creative retreat. It's put on by 4 other demonstrators. First time I'm doing it. And it was amazing. Just great projects, great tutorials, tips. You know how you always learn people's different tips and their styles and techniques. Look at this tip. Sharon Armstrong shared with us that she just cuts off the side of her cellophane on her embellishments, because then she's never fussing with that adhesive flap and which way to push them in or pull out the sheets, and she can still read everything here. And I was like, okay, why didn't I think of that? So I'm passing it on to you. All right. Sometimes those little tips and tricks are so helpful. And of course, then they easily slide right back in. And I've done it from the tops before, but then you have the problem of this flap getting caught when I'm in a hurry. So this way I like it from the side. All right, so pastel adhesive back sequins. Do you guys love these? The 3 colors, the matte gold, this is kind of an iridescent, kind of pinky. And then this one is blue, somewhat greens in it. Coming to the new catalog, so we will still see it. I'm so excited because this is a pack of embellishments that I have really, really enjoyed using. All right, so let's take a final look here. Deborah, you're welcome. So let's take a final look here. This is the Growth Takes Time stamp set, and we also used the timber embossing folder. And it opens up, and what a lovely surprise. Talk about a pretty inside for a card. And I love the message. Growth takes time. Starts as a seedling, the tree, and then a small tree, then a large full-grown tree. So I love the idea behind that sequence of growth, going through all the stages. So what are some ways that you would use this card? And isn't it just pretty inside? I mean, to open it up and see beautiful images, Love it. What are some ways you would use this card? Because I think the sentiments in here can be a bit tricky. Like, how would you use, of course, you can use any other sentiments, but let's talk about how we can use these different sentiments, because I want you to be able to get the most value for your purchase of the Growth Takes Time stamp set. So be patient, your time will come. Think about that. Maybe somebody, I don't know, doesn't get into grad school when they want to, or they don't get the promotion when they want it. But that doesn't mean it can't happen in the future. Yes, for a job. They're looking for a certain job, right? Career changes, absolutely. I love the idea of giving it to an expected mom. Cindy, that's wonderful. It could definitely be a birthday, right? Somebody's reached a milestone birthday, perhaps. Look how far you've come. Any of you have adult children or even younger children? And I was the kid who was growing up. I always felt like I should be a year or two older because I wanted things faster. I wanted to graduate high school more quickly than 4 years, but you just didn't do that at the school I went to. Or, went through 3 years of college and I was pretty much ready to be done and out in the world, but it took me 4, just that kind of thing. Or somebody's discouraged about something, but you can say, hey, look how far you've come. I have to be honest, some of you may know that I am divorced, almost 6 years. And gosh, it's still a little hard to talk about. But friends have told me with every year, because it's a hurt. It's a great hurt. But friends have told me, every year, gosh, look how far you've come. You've come another year. You're another year stronger and doing better. And so I think that's something to keep in mind as well. Or what about this? Be gentle with yourself. What about that young mom who's frustrated? Be gentle with yourself, right? Somebody didn't get the score they wanted on a test, or they didn't make the team, and we're really hard. We're very critical of ourselves. Be gentle with yourself. What a great message to send to a friend or a loved one. All right. So if you have overlooked this stamp set in the online exclusives, I hope you'll take another look at it. Grieving losses, need encouragement along that journey. Absolutely, Jen. And the stamp set takes care of that, doesn't it? Sometimes we need the stamp set to tell us how to say the difficult things, right? So anyways, I just wanted to speak to that for just a little bit. And at the same time, I'm going to ask for prayers for somebody on my team, a great woman, going through cancer for a second time. She also was extremely close to her dad and lost him last year. And she has 4 small children. And I know from day to day, she's really struggling with what's happened in her life. And I just want to say to her, in fact, I sent her something and I just got a thank you message from her about how much that meant. And it really brought something positive to her day when she's been having so many difficult days. And I know she's probably thinking, I need to be stronger. I need to be there for my family more. I want to be the best for my children. And gosh, I just want to tell her, be gentle with yourself. You're going through a lot. All right. But please, I do ask that you pray for this, this woman, this young mom, and member of my team. And hopefully, the power of prayer comes through and she will see some better days in the near future. All right. If you would like to have your name put into the drawing to receive this card made in the Facebook Live, please type in the comments now, growth takes time. Growth takes time. I wish there was a way to show these stamp sets, just set them down without getting that glare each time. I guess that's pretty good. Growth takes time. Okay. To see only the online products, let me think about that a second. I believe if you go to marynabe.stampinup.net, or you can do stampinpeace.com and click shop and go to the Stampin' Up website that way. You should be able to, in the menu, find the online exclusives. They should be together. You know, if you want to hold on, I'll check that real quick, people. I think I can do that. Just take me a minute here. I know that's how it was originally set up. Okay, and the computer's slow, probably because I'm live. At the same time, I'm trying to get on the other sites. Clicking menu, view all. Yes, so you know what? Let me just turn this and I can show you. Okay, so I went to, let me go back. And I'm sorry because this is moving a lot. Let me pull this forward. So let me go back and show you what I did. I went to my website, or, you know, your demonstrator, whatever, if you're not shopping with me. Of course, I hope you will, but I'm happy to have you as a viewer nonetheless. You're all important to me. So then I clicked Shop Now, and right here at the top, click Menu, click the circle that says View All, and then there's this long list on the left-hand side. You can click Online Exclusives. I'll try to remember to put that in my next email. So here you can see all of the products that are being sold online only currently. Now, if somebody says, oh, I bought such and such online, and you go to the online exclusives and it's not there, then you can assume, you can know, I should say, that that product is no longer available. All right. So for example, if you come and you want to buy the tropical leaf punch, you know, next month, and it's not there, the picture's not there, no information about it at all, that means it's gone and it won't be coming back. Now let me see. This one says the Radiating Stitches dies. This one says currently unavailable. That means we don't have it in the warehouse, so you can't order it now, but it does mean it's coming back. Okay, so that's the difference there. All right. And I might as well flip this around so I can see you and you can see me. Are there any questions about anything? Let me get back to the other screen as well. Yes, that is correct, Pam. Some of you, I made the announcement at the beginning of my Facebook Live that Wednesday, April 19th is free shipping day for all orders over $75 or more. Please consider that the price of envelopes, cardstock, I know the multi-purpose glue, some of the punches, things like that. There are some things where there are price increases. in the next catalog. So this may be a time that if you know you need cardstock in certain colors, or you know you're going to need more green glue, please buy it now because it's cheaper. And if your order is $75 or more on Wednesday, you will also get free shipping. Of course, you can add last chance products to it, anything from the clearance rack. What else? If you're a demonstrator, you can purchase from items on the pre-order list. Jen, that is true. Sometimes things vary from country to country. I do believe that all markets are going to have the free shipping day, but I can't say for sure because I mainly get the information for the US and North America. And Jen, yes. Jen is saying I'm too far. She's in Australia, I'm in the US. And Stampin' Up has certain markets. It has the North American market, which covers the USA and Canada. It has the South Pacific, which would be New Zealand and Australia. And then it has certain countries in Europe, maybe 7 or 8 in Europe. So sometimes things vary a little bit from market to market. And the other thing is we don't sell cross-market. So, and in fact, even with North American market, US demonstrators can't do business, I should say, can't sell Stampin' Up product to Canadians and vice versa, which I think is fair, and that's fine, and probably helps out with all the logistics as well. Okay, so yeah, Stampin' Up just announced late this afternoon that April 19th, Wednesday only, is free shipping day from midnight Mountain Time to 11:50 Mountain Time. Okay, any questions? Kathy, I'm glad I could show you some ways to use the Growth Takes Time stamp set. And thanks for the prayers for my friend. I think. And you had great ideas for different ways we can use this awesome stamp set and the messages in there. Of course, any of these images we can use with other stamp sets as well. We can always mix and match. Okay, I don't see any more questions. Once again, you're welcome, Margaret. Deborah, no, if an order is started, if you've already been, if you're a demonstrator and you started a demonstrator order, or you are an online customer and you've started an order but did not finish it, those will not automatically convert to the free shipping promotion on Wednesday. You will need to start another order and re-enter those items. Okay, good question. All right, I think I've got all the questions covered. Thank you so much for being a part of today's Facebook Live. At 7 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, I will be doing the Let's Craft and Chat free online event. It's by Zoom, and I've already posted information here in the Facebook group with the link to join. It's a free event, nothing planned, structured. You each bring your own project that you want to work on. Some people do kits. Some might sit and crochet or knit. But it's just a time for stampers and crafters to connect and give ourselves permission to just drop everything and do something we want to do. Do something in our hobby, do a craft, whatever. And it really is a lot of fun. So I hope you will join me. I do these every third Monday of the month by Zoom. And the information always goes out in the emails. It's been posted. I I have all the dates posted for the remainder of this year, I believe. So easy peasy. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye, everybody.